welcome to Pete's Pretty Good Trains. I'm Pete, and, well, there's supposed to be trains there, but we're in part 2 of my track rework project. So in the last video, I had to turn out that was too close to the end of my module here. Well, I'm not sure how well that's going to show up here if I point the right way. But anyways, it needed to be pulled up and moved, along with another turnout attached to it. And with that, also pulled up some of the track that it was attached to, because I could get back to where I didn't have any solder on the rail joints here. And this gave me a chance to pick some not so good ballasting work. So it's kind of a win-win deal here. So in this video, we're gonna clean up the mess here, see where we're at with how much road bed is still usable and stuff, and then either put down some new road bed, or if we don't need to do that, we can get right to laying track. All right, now with that done, time to let the vacuum cleaner do its thing. I decided I want the track to be about 15 inches from the end, which put me right about here, right where it says ready. So I will put my little ties down as marker there, so that should be right about the center line of where my two tracks are going to join. Have to edit that part up. Okay, so I got that one. I'll get this in here, get in there. Oh, hey, Editor Pete here. And I guess the rest of this is going to be a slideshow because content creator Pete didn't do his job. So let's get to it. And this picture here, we see some of the sticky notes showing things that need to be wrapped up with this project here, including laying the siding, putting in a couple of the turnout ground throws. I didn't have to desolder any of the wires because, or the rails, I should say, because I pulled up the track to a point where there's just a clean rail joiner. Of course, also I had to have some fun with some of the construction vehicles. These are ones I picked up at Menards earlier this year around Christmas time. And yeah, stage them, make it look like there's some actual work going on down on the track, not just me messing around with it. So these are up on the Instagram account, by the way. Pete's Pretty Good Trains over on Instagram. Check it out. So a little bit trickier part of this project, or the one that was trickier than I anticipated. I thought actually pulling up the track and that was ballasted down would be the hardest part. But the actual hardest part was relaying the road bed after pulling everything up and moving track around. So I had to recut for turnouts to shorten the length of the road bed, and then had to glue it down, use a couple bajillion thumbtacks to hold it into place there. And it took a couple tries to get things aligned the way it wanted to, and then ended up with smaller and smaller chunks of road bed. So you can see them pinned down here, but eventually turned out pretty good. We got everything in place, track is laid, and you can see here starting to run some trains before everything was completely done with the siding. All right, so let's put this thing to the test here. We have a train rolling into the yard lead here, and he's going to need to pluck off that rear hopper to bring to the grain elevator here. That one got a little off focus, so our engine's doing the runaround. He had enough room at the other end. He's going behind the cars. And come on. Oh, so he's pulling forward to pick up that last car there. And in a second, we'll see him reversing here. Yep, he's reversing into the lead track at the other end of the yard, and he's pushing forward. Not the best editing job, but hey, it is what it is. And there they are, going to the grain elevator. if you've made it through this whole video, thank you very much for watching. And this wraps up the track realignment project here at Pete's Pretty Good Trains. And we'll see you guys on the next one.